my body's like, what the fuck is this two cookie a night shit, Beth? Like cookies for snacks, you know?
Hmm. It's because we had them, right?
Right.
Well,
And they're,
also that's what we kind of teach people too, is like, hey,
yeah.
you can have these cookies and you're going to be fine. You're going to be healthy. You're still
hmm
going to make progress if you allow yourself to do this every day. But then what's the other thing that we say to that? Is like, you're going to get tired of it at
Yeah.
some point. And we
And
did it.
see, right, we're allowing ourselves these things, and I'm just done. I don't
I
care.
went like
Like I'm
two or
over
three
it.
weeks straight of cookies every day.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I want no more cookies for a fucking long time. I'm
hmm
done. I don't want them
Right.
because I'm tired of them. Welcome to Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt, the world's #1 no bullshit health and fitness podcast.
Are you ready to cut the crap with your diet and exercise, get strong as fuck, and build a healthy relationship with food? Then you've come to the right place.
Show your support for the podcast by joining our Patreon community, where you get exclusive content which consists of monthly workouts you can do at home or at the gym, monthly challenges that are either strength, habit, or mindset based, and access to hundreds of lower calorie, higher protein, family-friendly recipes.
And now all Patreon members receive exclusive access to a private Facebook group. Now let's cut the crap. What's up, everyone? What's up, Matt? We are just catching up after our holidays. We were just talking about to talk about how this week is fucked up.
It's like a mind fuck. It's a time fuck. It's everything.
It's a time warp, right? Because I'm like, I don't want to work. I'm like, but you own a business, Beth. You have to work. But
I know this is
but it's
traditionally the time when I worked for somebody else. I took this entire week off.
yeah,
Loading holidays, using vacation time. So as a business owner, like we have a very busy
we're
time
like
coming up,
planning
right?
the next
Yeah.
quarter. I'm
Yeah.
like mapping out the next quarter. I'm like, Hunter, I don't want to do this right now. Like, why don't I
My
want to
mind is
plan
elsewhere. Like I want to
the
go play
next?
video games with my son. He's playing his new
Wanna,
Xbox. Like,
yeah, I want to chill on the couch and watch movies because we don't really turn it off. And I'm realizing that now during the holidays, it's like, you know what? I really kind of need this turn off time right now.
for sure. Yeah.
Because
Did you
it's
get some
gonna,
downtime this week? This
yeah,
weekend?
for sure.
Good.
Yeah. But
So
I
did I.
still need more.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's this week because New Year's is coming and it's just my son is home,
Mhm. Yeah.
it's not, I'm not in full blown work mode yet.
Yeah, for sure. And this is like that time of year. It's like, what day is it? What time is it? What
Yeah.
year is it? What week is it? Like
Yeah.
all of these things,
I'm
Uh,
literally sick of fucking cookies.
people are in limbo. Me too. Oh my God. Let's
Oh
talk
my God,
about that.
Matt,
I was eating so many cookies. Every day I had one or two cookies.
yeah, same.
I don't want them anymore. I'm so fucking tired of
I
cookies.
fucking am done with cookies. I'm
Guys,
done with Christmas crack because
yeah.
I I like my normal food, my
Our
normal
body is
routine.
craving fiber and nutrients.
Yes, my body wants a vegetable, like some greens, even though I have been eating some that it's
A little
just
bit. Yeah.
my body's like, what the fuck is this two cookie a night shit, Beth? Like cookies for snacks, you know?
Hmm. It's because we had them, right?
Right.
Well,
And they're
also that's what we kind of teach people too, is like, hey,
yeah.
you can have these cookies and you're going to be fine. You're going to be healthy. You're still
hmm
going to make progress if you allow yourself to do this every day. But then what's the other thing that we say to that? Is like, you're going to get tired of it at
Yeah.
some point. And we
And
did it.
see, right, we're allowing ourselves these things, and I'm just done. I don't
I
care.
went like
Like
two
I'm
or
over
three
it.
weeks straight of cookies every day.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I want no more cookies for a fucking long time. I'm
hmm
done. I don't want them
Right.
because I'm tired of them.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
either.
Hmm.
I'm
I
done.
mean, in fact, I'm throwing some away.
hmm
I've got close to a dozen cookies. I
Yeah.
could freeze them, I suppose. But I'm just throwing them away. I don't want them anymore. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna eat them. They're not even tasting good at this point anymore. Right.
Right.
I mean, it's just like, oh, cool, sugar again, cookie
Yeah.
again, you
Yeah.
know. So
I'm done.
for sure.
I'm with you, Matt.
Absolutely done. I got a little bit of downtime over the weekend. I was very intentional with what I was doing or not doing for over the weekend. I
hmm
3 different things to go to for family and friends. This coming up weekend, I'm going to Pittsburgh for my yearly Pittsburgh trip to visit with my buddy. We just do
hmm
our New Year's tradition at this point.
Oh
I think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
coming up on like 5 years, 4 or 5 years at this point. I'll have to
hmm
see. But we just play video games all day. We cook crab legs, we cook steak, but make a bunch of
Nice.
appetizers. So we'll definitely be having another day of eating, but it's not going to be eating sweets and things like that. We're going to be
Yeah.
grilling, cooking, hanging out, and just doing 2 days of that, having lots of fun.
Fun.
Yeah. So looking forward to it.
Nice. Yeah.
Some downtime as we turn around and start to work towards our goals and everything that we're working on next year for our clients and new clients and everything like that as
hmm
well. very busy, very crazy time.
Yeah, I haven't been thinking about personal goals for some reason. It's not, I don't know. This year is, I don't have anything that I really want to fully accomplish. I
Yeah,
guess, I've
yeah.
been like, so Beth, what are you going to work on in 2024? And I'm like, well, I have my speaking event.
Hmm.
That's number one. That's like right in the beginning of the new year. But then after that, I don't have any, personal goals.
Yeah,
Um,
I understand, and that's because you don't typically you don't buy into this whole like new year, like
n-
let's set a bunch of goals and things.
it's like if I want to do something, I'll just do it.
Yeah, you don't
I
wait till
don't
the
wait
end
till
of the year.
2020, whatever, to
Yeah,
fucking get it done. So,
for sure.
um,
My personal goal for fitness and things like that, it's very broad, and I'll narrow it down a little bit,
mhm,
as I'm developing my goals. But it's to get in just really good physical shape, physical
yeah.
condition, because I'm hiking, I'm climbing or mountaineering Mount Kilimanjaro next January. So
Nice,
one
nice,
year from
nice.
today, or roughly, I'm going to be hiking one of the tallest mountains in the world.
That's
So
fucking amazing. I was asked to do that. I think I told you, my friend Mickey,
yeah.
she just did it for her 50th birthday and she wanted me to
Mhm.
join her, but to fit
Um,
that training into my life during at
yeah.
this point was it just isn't in the cards for me right now.
For sure, for sure. I get it. I'm not. I'm definitely not gonna underestimate my training, but I feel like I'm at a very good place already to be able
Hmm.
to do it. It's
Yeah.
mainly going to be working on my cardiovascular and
Yes.
endurance
Yeah.
and everything. There's a lot more cardio and more functional strength. So I'm going to be doing a lot more step ups
Hmm.
and lunges and all these things for climbing a mountain that I'll need. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I think for me, health has been more important than like fat loss and anything like that I've ever thought about before. I think it's
yeah.
because I'm now in my 50s and health is just really much more important to me. So I'm just focusing on more nutrient dense foods, more fiber,
Mm-hmm.
things like that in my life, more water.
More water
Um,
benefits.
keeping my strength training for to 4 days a week, keeping up with my steps, adding more cardiovascular, nothing out of the ordinary,
You're adding. I like it. You're
you
adding
know?
things into your life, which is what we
Yeah.
always talk about. What can I
Yeah,
add? What can instead of take away? Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I got your dunk in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a holiday cup, eh?
It
Is
is. I
that
got it
a cold
today. I was
brew?
like, no, it's a well, not now. It's for my morning coffee. I just reused it. But
Got it.
I had blood work this morning, my
Mhm.
fasted blood work because I do my yearly. So that was fun. And I
Yeah.
realized when I got home that I'm wearing a fuck off sweatshirt, fuck off socks, and fuck earrings.
To your appointment with your doctor to get your lab work done. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
Mhm.
the vibe this morning, right?
It is. It's the
Yeah,
end of 2023 vibe.
for sure. For sure. Did you have any goals or resolutions that you did not meet this year?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, no,
Okay. Well, mine
no.
was a
Actually, no.
hiking goal.
Did you accomplish that?
No, I failed
No,
it for sure.
no.
But I didn't really fail. I didn't really fail about it. We can talk about it if you'd like to, but I
You
didn't
didn't. I
fail.
think you
No,
set yourself to
it was
too
an
high of an
unrealistic
expect.
goal.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yes, which is number one reason why people don't reach their goals. So
Hmm.
I'm guilty of it too. Oh my God. You know, yeah,
But that
my
didn't
goal.
stop you in the middle when you kind of knew you weren't going to hit it. You just kept going.
Yeah, I kept going. I evaluated where I was, and I came to terms with like, yeah, I'm probably not going to make it, but I'm still going to do what I can. And there's a
Hmm.
lot of reasons why I didn't reach the goal. It was unrealistic. There was injuries, time restraints,
Yeah.
like that. So, best laid plans are not always going to go to plan
Right.
as you planned for. So we have to have backup plans and things like that. So
Hmm.
yeah, which I pivoted. I'm really good at pivoting.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, yeah. Now that we're in limbo, today's Wednesday, I suppose. That's also the interesting thing about having a holiday on a Monday. I think
Hmm.
holidays then that really just throws things through a loop there.
Is New Year's Day on a Monday this year?
New Year's
So
Day
New
is
Year's
also
Eve is
a
on
Monday.
Sunday. So fucking weird, man.
It's a
You're right.
very weird time,
Yeah.
and I was thinking about this earlier because something that a lot of people tell themselves?
Start
I'll get
over on
started on Monday.
Monday.
I'll get
Hmm.
started on the first of the month. I'll get started on New Year's. Well, guess what? This year, all those fucking stars are in alignment. They're all happening on one day.
Starting on a Tuesday.
Except they're going to start on Tuesday because May January 1st are going to be
Hmm.
hungover and they're going to be up too late. So let's just push those goals back by one day, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not sitting here like I'm fully aware that that's what most people are going to be doing, and that's totally okay.
Hmm.
But we want to work on that mindset of like waiting for these perfect times to start, though, too, because there
That's the
isn't a
thing.
perfect time. Sure,
No.
everything's aligning here where all these things you tell yourself are on the same at the same time, but that doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, and even during this holiday season, even though I've been having cookies, I'm still eating a high protein breakfast.
For sure, for
Here's
sure.
it's like we're still doing the things even though it's the holidays. We're not stopping
Because
anything.
this is the lifestyle that we've
This
built.
is what we do. Like I go walking because I know it's fucking good for me, and I strength train because it's good for me, and I just keep doing them. And I don't stop because I had too many cookies
And it
or
makes you feel good.
yeah.
Absolutely,
You have to
absolutely.
create your normal.
Yep. So even though we're enjoying these things more than we normally would, the cookies and things like that, our basics, our foundations do not change. And that's
Mhm.
really what a lifestyle change comes down to, is what are those things you do every day? What are those foundational
Yeah.
pillars of what you're working on? For us, it's quality movement, nutrient dense foods, and that something is more than nothing, something is better than nothing type of mindset.
Mhm.
hmm So we are wanting to talk more about resolutions today, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So why are you laughing, Beth?
Well, because last year the name of our podcast was "Fuck Your Resolutions."
Fuck your resolutions for sure. And so we've kind of we're not softening our stance, but we're changing our stance
We're
perhaps a little bit.
evolving
We're
and growing.
evolving. Look at that.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So this year we're not going to say fuck your resolutions. I still believe I still feel very strongly about resolutions, and I still will say fuck your resolutions to a certain extent. But I
Hmm.
what really it's more about let's make sure we're setting good resolutions because
Yeah.
that's really why people fail them. And that's why I've told you in the past is to fuck your resolutions. Let's not do resolutions. Let's focus on the
Hmm.
basics. Let's establish these things first, right? But
Breaking your shit down.
mhm,
And I asked my Facebook group, I was like, okay, so what are some things you're going to be working on this year, you know?
mhm,
And a lot
mhm.
of them said like consistency. It's like, okay, great. What are you going to be more consistent in? How are you going to be more consistent? Like, let's break that shit down.
Oh,
You
I
just
like that.
can't,
Yeah.
you just can't throw
But
out a
saying
word
consistency doesn't
and
mean
be like,
anything.
yeah, I'm going to be more consistent. Okay.
With what? How are you going to do it? Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Are you got to set yourself some realistic expectations and,
Yeah.
how are you going to be more consistent? Are you going to make it easier for yourself?
hmm
Have you
hmm
decided why you aren't consistent in the
What's
first
keeping you
place?
from being consistent
So
for
there's
sure?
so many things you have to ask yourself. You have to literally break that shit down, get a pen and paper and, write your main word, consistency. Okay,
hmm
great. What am I
hmm
going to be consistent in? Consistent in? Why do I want to be consistent? How am I going to be more consistent? And just break that shit down.
Absolutely, absolutely. Before we get into the actual goal, like goal setting and things they should be doing, I want to talk about some reasons why people fail their resolutions.
Hmm.
And I was just talking about this earlier this month with our clients, so I've already got everything kind of prepared. So, um, many reasons why resolutions kind of crash and burn. The big one is that our goals are just unrealistic, right? So many
Hmm.
times when we hear a New Year's resolution. It's to lose 30 pounds in January,
Yeah.
15 pounds in January. Right up front, you have just fucked yourself because that is a very unrealistic goal. And for most people, that's not going to happen.
Hmm.
In fact, there was a study that I like. There's a study that I'd like to reference, and I'm sure there's newer ones, but this is the one I pulled from. It was a 2014 study. 35% of all people who failed their resolutions, it's because they had unrealistic uh,
Hmm.
goals and resolutions. So right off from the start, 35% of all people
Hmm.
had unrealistic goals, and they failed from the get go from that. Um, Another 33% of people who failed didn't keep track of their progress. Right, what gets
Hmm.
measured gets controlled. What gets tracked
Hmm.
gets controlled. So
Yeah.
that's a big piece of it. 23% of people simply forgot about their resolutions
Well,
and
I was just sitting here thinking, Matt, that I'm like, okay, so how do you guys like really come up with your resolutions? Are you just drunk at a fucking party? You're like, yeah, I'm going to do this year. And then you, like Matt said, you just fucking forget about it.
like,
And then
how do you
you
forget about
know,
a resolution? It didn't mean shit to you if you forgot about it.
that's the
I'm
thing. Like
sorry.
when you're sitting there figuring out your resolution, where is it coming from? How much does it matter to you? And I'll let you finish, Matt, but
Yeah, for sure.
you know
And,
what I'm saying?
actually, that's a really good segue for one of the points I wanted to make too.
Uh-huh.
But then to round it out, 10% of people who failed said they made too many resolutions. And that's something we see as well, right?
Yes.
Everybody, January 1st, new year, new me. No, 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 no. It's not new year, new me. It's new New Year, same old bullshit. If that's the thing that you're going to be telling yourself, because
Uh-huh.
you can't change your fucking life overnight, and
Right.
that's what everybody tries to do, or
And
most people.
that's okay. You have to remember that that is okay. It might take 2 years. So fucking what? I'm still in the thick of it.
I'm still
I,
working on resolutions from
I mean,
2013.
shit, this shit never ends.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly,
you should be
exactly.
always striving to be better. I don't give a fuck where you are in your life. Always
Hmm.
strive to be better.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you mentioned there about us forgetting our goals, right? And that why.
Yeah.
Determining that why is a really, really fucking powerful thing, really, really
Hmm.
important. And something that we do with our clients is to start with asking ourselves why we're doing what we're doing, right? So
Hmm.
why is this resolution important to you, right?
Yeah.
Um, it should make you feel some type of way. It should make you feel emotional. Maybe it's uncomfortable, whatever it
Hmm.
might be, but it should elicit some type of emotional response, because that
Yeah.
means you're invested in it. Okay. And
Yeah.
that's going to be your motivation when times are tough, right? Because
Hmm.
times are going to be tough. People are going to be struggling with their goals and resolutions. And a lot of people just give up the first moment they struggle.
Yeah.
But because they don't have the motivation, right? Well, you're not going to have motivation. So your
Yeah.
motivation is going to be this why that you're coming up with.
Your
So
action is going to be your motivation.
exactly. Exactly. So to kind of way people can think about that is my New Year's resolution or my goal is to blank so that blank, right? So if people can just start writing that down as they're listening to this or thinking about it in their
Hmm.
head or whatever it is, don't write it down if you're driving or something, to blank so that I can blank. Okay. So that's a really good starting point for setting the resolutions, because it's going to mean something to you that way.
Hmm. I
Okay.
kind of
So
do a vision board.
vision board, that's a great
That's
way of
something that
goal setting.
I've always done is more instead of like setting
Hmm.
resolutions. I have vision boards. So it's more like a vision of something that I want to happen. Like it's like The Secret. I think I've talked about that shit with you before. Like
Hmm.
you have these visions and you feel like they're happening. And so you put that vision in front of you. It's like some people put like checks on their fridge and every time
Yes.
it's like the power of, believing you already have it.
Yeah, everybody kind of is motivated in different ways and
Hmm.
how they do these things. Vision boards work for you. Some people are more task oriented and they like to have checklists and things like that.
Yeah.
It's really, person dependent.
I think you have a vision board too, don't you? Something like you said that
I've got
you've
a
had like next to your desk or something like
yeah,
that.
I've got a whiteboard right next to my
Hmm.
desk with all of my goals, and then
Yeah.
the goals are broken down into sub goals, and then as I'm going, I just check them off or make a cross through them if I've got them done,
Hmm.
and I check in on those quarterly. So
Nice.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, so should we talk about goal setting, perhaps?
Sure. Yeah.
Goal setting with resolutions, because I think we both are advocates of using the SMART framework,
I was
right?
gonna say the smart goals. Yeah.
Smart
Is it
goals. Yeah.
make it specific?
Specific. So what does specific mean when we're looking at goal setting?
Set real numbers with real deadlines.
Mm-hmm. It needs to be
Like
as specific and as clear as possible. Okay.
clear, and then it has to be measurable.
It needs to be measurable.
Is there a way you can track your progress?
Exactly. Exactly. And how
Right.
are you going to do it? Okay. So you're going to identify that.
Yeah. And then attainable.
Attainable, achievable. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Is it achievable to lose 30 pounds in 30 days?
Right.
Right?
Is
No.
it realistic?
It's
Yeah.
no. No. Okay.
And that's actually the next one, realistic.
Actually.
So, yeah.
Hmm.
Be honest with yourself. What are you capable of? Are you being realistic? And then give
Hmm.
yourself there has to be a time to it, it has to
Yes.
be time bound. Um,
It should be. And the time goal should be realistic as well. And this is part of
yeah.
the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of weight
I
loss goals
I was
for
gonna say
resolution.
you don't give yourself time with I want to lose 30 pounds in a year. Don't just say I want to lose 30 pounds and then break down how you're going to do that. But don't give
Yes.
yourself a timeline for the 30 pounds. Maybe give yourself a timeline with a habit. Like, okay, I want
The
to,
habits that are going to make fat loss
yeah,
easy.
that's going exactly like, okay, for this month, I'm going to make sure that I drink water before and after my meals the whole entire month, right? And then
Hmm.
the next month, you're going to make sure that you get whatever, how much protein per meal. So you're building up these habits that are going to get you to lose fat, whatever
Hmm.
way you decide to do it. I was just making,
Yeah, absolutely. So there's kind of We said time bound. Okay. What about the smarter framework? Because that's what Casey Joe teaches, right? Is the smarter, which is evaluate and what's the R of the smarter framework?
Oh God, I already forgot.
Yeah, sorry, Casey. But
I
it's essentially
know.
you're going back through the SMART framework at the end of it to evaluate and then reflect, I believe is what it is. So, but I do want to be let's go back to the top of the framework here with SMART and being specific with their goals, because that's that's one of the most important factors right there. And when people come to me and say I want to lose weight, that's not specific. That's not specific at all.
Mm.
If there's one thing we can all agree on, it's that life is hard, and with that comes a level of stress that can often be debilitating. Balancing your mental and physical health often seems like you need a PhD to achieve, and so often we are only able to focus on one or the other, which can lead to a less than enjoyable life. And that's why I loved Cured Nutrition's Serenity Gummies. From coaching calls to leadership meetings with my team, to tapping into my creativity for new content, to closing business deals, and even interviewing guests for this podcast, the Serenity Gummies have proven to be a valuable part of my self-care routine. I take them daily to help manage my stress and anxiety, and doing this allows me to perform at my absolute best, which helps me serve others to my absolute best. Formulated with their trinity of ingredients, a blend of full-spectrum cannabinoids, functional mushrooms, and adaptogens, Serenity Gummies are your answer to finding calm in the chaos that we call life. Right now, Cured is extending an exclusive offer to you, our listeners. You can grab a bag of Serenity Gummies for 20% off by visiting www.curednutrition.com/CTC and using coupon code CTC at checkout. That's CURED nutrition.com/CTC and coupon code CTC at checkout to save 20%. So what are you waiting for? Pop a gummy and protect your peace, and let's cut the crap together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's reviewed is the last
Okay.
one.
Yes.
So you're reviewing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Reviewing progress, lack of progress, roadblocks, and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Measurable. So it may be obvious, obviously, if it's a fitness or weight loss related goal, but it's also important if we're trying to cut back on something too. For instance, if we're trying to cut back on social media, right? We can track how much social media time we're using with just looking at the screen time log on our phone. That's one way you can measure that, and then you can put that into a journal or something like that. It can apply to a lot of different things there.
Yeah. Alcohol.
Alcohol,
You
right?
can track how much you drink if you want to lower
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Is that's a lot of people's goals. Is I'm going to drink less. Okay, I'm going to drink less is a shitty goal. It's a good
Well,
goal.
how are you going to
Spirit,
drink
but
less?
how are you going to drink less? What does drink less mean? Does that mean you're going to drink five beers less every night? Does it mean you're going to drink one beer less every day? What does that mean to you?
Nothing till the weekend and then binge drink. You have to really be specific with yourself for real, especially when it comes to alcohol. Because it's one of those things that some people are like, I'm going to only have 2 drinks, right? And then you end up having more. So you really have to make those goals and stick to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make those promises to yourself. Stop breaking promises that you make to yourself. That could be
that's the confidence aspect and self-esteem. Yeah. The best way to build up your confidence is to honor yourself and keep your promises to yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then so achievable. So that doesn't mean we can't have these big stretch goals, right? But we should have these big goals and we should be breaking them down into smaller goals. When we're trying to take too big a step too fast, it can leave us frustrated, which is going to make us quit and just, continue the cycle of starting, stopping, which is what we're actively trying to get out of, right?
Yeah.
So an example of like an achievable goal is or not an achievable goal. So let's say resolving to save enough money to retire in 5 years. Okay. Cool. That sounds great. But what if we're only 30 years old and we haven't started saving any money yet? Right. 5 years, it's probably not very achievable.
Yeah.
Okay. But saving an extra $100 a month might be more achievable to make progress towards that bigger goal.
Yeah.
So there's kind of some ways that we break that down there to make sure that we're setting realistic goals. Now, where do diets and everything fit into all of this?
Diets.
Because this is the time of year, right? For diets.
I was actually just scrolling Facebook and seeing all the diet ads and I'm screenshotting them. I'm like, oh my fucking God, this is crazy. I saw one that said intermittent fasting by your age.
Oh, they're doing it by your age now.
I'm like, are
Oh,
you fucking shitting me? And it has like pictures of candy canes and fucking gingerbread. I'm like, this is what
I've
is
s- I've seen intermittent fasting
this?
according to your body type, which is also just incredibly fucking stupid.
um Diets, stop looking for fucking
Blood type diet.
I got asked about that today. I was like,
Did
Jesus, I
you?
had that book like fucking 10 years ago and it's in the trash now.
Yeah, thankfully we don't hear that very much.
And intermittent fasting, I'm actually in the middle of making a video about that. How many times do we get asked about intermittent fasting? I just don't think people understand that you really have to find what works for you. And when I ask them, well, why do you want to intermittent fast? Because I'm curious.
Mhm.
Well, because my friend's doing it, it's working for her. Okay, that's your red flag right there.
Working for her.
Stop doing shit that your friends are doing because it's
Hmm.
working for them now.
Hmm.
Okay. It
Hmm.
may not work for them later and it may not work for you. So this year, focus on you.
Hmm. Hmm. Stop
Um,
comparing yourself to others, right?
you
We just
know,
talked about that last week. Comparison is the thief of joy.
stop looking for a specific diet.
There is no diet that's going to save you. There is no
Yeah.
diet that is going to make you reach your goal.
Create the you diet.
The you diet. Beth has the Beth diet. I have the Matt diet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And hopefully Bob has the Bob diet, right? They're
Correct.
because these diets are rooted in unrealistic expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And this
It's
is
not a
exactly what
religion.
we get every way
People
for. It's
treat their
not a religion.
diets like a fucking religion. It is not. I mentioned intermittent fasting and I say I don't like it. And you have all the intermittent fasters just fucking going
Pissed off.
crazy in my comment section. I'm like, are you all right? You're
Yeah.
skipping a meal and you're freaking the fuck out of me. Maybe you need to add a meal. That's your problem right now.
Right.
But it's like you don't need to get angry at other people because of the way you're eating and you're trying to convince everyone that's the perfect way.
Right.
It doesn't work like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I used to be a big advocate of intermittent fasting until I finally opened up my fucking eyes and realized how harmful it was to my relationship with
Mm-hmm.
food for sure.
It's definitely a red flag if you hear somebody on the internet telling you that this is the best way to do something.
Eh.
Ding
Yeah.
bong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If someone, this is intermittent fasting is the best and only way to lose weight.
Did you hear
Matt
that? Okay?
Matt has a bullshit button. I couldn't hear it too much. Um, there is no best. Okay. No best.
Best is
What works for you?
individualized. Yes, exactly. If intermittent fasting is great for Sarah, that's awesome.
And
If it's
hey, it may take you some time to figure out what works for you, but
we
that's
got nothing but
okay.
time, baby. We've got nothing but time.
Time's passing by anyway.
Might as well use it to your advantage to learn something. To
Mm-hmm.
learn something, and
You
that's
got
where
to get
diets.
curious.
Hmm.
Get
These diets
curious
don't
with
teach
yourself.
you anything.
No.
It teaches you how to follow a plan. Here's the foods
Mm-hmm.
you can eat. Here's the foods you can't eat. Here's when you can eat. Here's when you can't eat. What does it teach you outside of that scope? Outside of all that stuff? What does it teach you if it's saying you can't eat from outside of noon to 8? What happens if you are on vacation and you went to mimosas and brunch with the girls? What
Mm-hmm.
happens if it's 10 o'clock at night and you can only eat until 8, but you want to have pizza and beer with the boys, right? Like, what do you do then? I don't know. If you follow your intermittent fasting plan or whatever plan that says you can't do those things, you're either going to do them anyway and feel guilty and beat yourself up
Yeah.
and fall off track, or you're just not going to do them, become miserable and hate yourself in the process and still end up fucking overdoing it because of that. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
we do it to ourselves. We want these short-term fixes for everything. And that's
I
really
know.
where the diets come into play. And diets, the dieting industry, very, very persuasive, persuasive,
Persuasive. Yeah.
persuasive.
They're feeding off your insecurities
Hmm. Hmm. They are. They feed off
and
of your
your
insecurity.
desperation.
Hmm. Hmm.
You stop being desperate.
They know you've been wanting to lose 30 pounds for a decade. Guess what they're going to
Mm-hmm.
tell you? Lose 30 pounds in 30 days with this program.
And here's the thing, another thing, maybe you don't even need to lose fat. Maybe you just need to get your ass in the fucking gym and start working
Maybe you're
on
just under muscled and you're
getting
weak.
stronger. Yeah, I think a lot of women don't understand that they're under muscled and the body they're looking for is not going to happen just by dieting over and over again. It's you need to get in the fucking gym and lift
They're
heavy
not going to
shit.
get that figure and the
Um,
waist and everything by
yeah,
making themselves as small as possible and not
nope,
working out. They're not.
nope,
Hard
no.
truth.
You will actually start to love yourself a lot more when you realize what your body can do instead of consistently trying to shrink it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For sure. Strength over skinny.
Mm-hmm.
Strength over skinny, strength over the scale.
Yeah.
And
And I'm telling you. Mm-hmm.
making
There's
yourselves
nothing.
as small as possible is, I mean, that's what people have been doing for years. Now their
Yeah.
metabolism stinks. Now they're weak. They're under muscled. Their metabolism's
Mm-hmm.
non-existent, right?
Yeah.
They're stuck yo-yoing from one fad diet to another, doing 1,000 calories a day,
Mm-hmm.
continuing to undereat protein, which is going to continue to make their muscles disintegrate, you know?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I
so if
want to
anything
climb
else,
climb some fucking mountains, man. I
right?
want, you know,
You
I
can't
want
do
to
that
keep
if you're
doing
weak.
that. Can't. No.
Hmm. Hmm.
Nope.
You
I
need
can't stand leg
endurance.
day, but these legs, they help me climb.
They sure do. Those legs were made for walking. And that's just what
Right.
you'll do. Climb
Hmm.
up a fucking mountain or two.
There you go, Matt. Speaking of which, I don't know why that just gave me the idea that we need to get cut the crap gear going.
We
We had
do.
that like whole hiking like gear idea that
We
we need to
did.
continue. We need to have a 1 year meeting.
1 year meeting for our first meeting for our first
Our
meetup.
we usually plan our year ahead in the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. We do, and we were wanting to do that. I think back around Halloween time, even we were wanting to do
I
merch.
know.
So because
Yeah.
we people have been telling us that you want merch, sweatshirts, hoodies, and all that good stuff. We want it too, so we got to make that happen.
Yeah.
Well, when we sit down to do our yearly goals for the podcast, we'll
That's what
look
I
for
meant. Yearly
merch.
goals. Because
Yeah,
we're going to also change the tagline of our podcast to
we are.
mhm.
A real podcast for real people, or a real
Yeah.
fitness podcast for real people, something like that.
Real
What do you guys
podcast,
think?
real fitness podcast for real people. I don't know,
Yep,
something like that.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Esther.
Esther
Helped us
Avant.
come up with that name. Yep,
Yeah.
Esther Avant for sure. Because
Yep.
this is life. We're here to help you all navigate life. So
Mm-hmm.
what I mean, in our opinion, we're pretty good people to talk about that because we've been there, we've been doing it, and we're helping people do the same damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so some things then that we're not going to do in 2024. We're not going to be doing these restrictive diets.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to be comparing ourselves to others.
Yeah.
We're going to be worrying about our own shit.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to stop stopping. We are going to, right? So what that means
Mm-hmm.
is we're going to stop going balls to the wall for 30 days
Yeah.
and then burning out or having a setback and then quitting. So what I mean is we've got to work through that all or nothing thinking as well.
You're going to start adding
Start adding
instead of
instead of taking
restricting.
away. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to take away carbohydrates. We're not going to take away our favorite foods, right? We're going
Mm-hmm.
to add in more fiber. We're going to add in more protein, more
Mm-hmm.
micronutrients,
Yeah.
perhaps more walking, more strength training,
More sleep.
more sleep,
Mm-hmm.
more, let's add in some more stress management.
Mm-hmm.
Let's add in some more mindset work. That's going to go along with, that's all going to come hand in hand together there. These things are all going to benefit each other and complement each other. And
Yeah.
that's really the change that you're looking for right there. If you do those things, add in more of those things and compassion and empathy for others instead of judgment and shame. See where you're at in a year if you can do those things.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to stop talking so shitty to yourself. You're going to
Mhm.
start changing the way you talk to yourself.
Damn it. Yeah, because
You know?
I'm so tired of hearing that I'm a bad person or I fucked up because I had a fucking cookie last
Mm-hmm.
night, right?
Right. I mean, just say that out loud and listen to yourself. Go
Or
into the mirror and say the shit you're saying to yourself out loud.
mhm,
Look at yourself and literally say that shit and see how it sounds and what you look like while you're saying it.
mhm. Would you want your child to say that,
You know?
right? Would you want your
Yeah.
best friend to say that? No, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
How you tell yourself matters. We say that almost,
Yeah.
I think we say that every week on this show at this point.
Oh, I repeat myself a lot. I know that.
Mm, we
Sometimes I'm
absolutely
like,
do.
fuck, man. I got to say the boring basic shit 100 times. Oh my God.
Because the boring basic shit is what fucking
It's
works.
because there isn't anything different. You know, it's like when you guys ask me like the next newest fad, I'm like, what the fuck?
Stop
Um,
asking me, damn it. Ignore it.
Stop asking like if the cortisol is the reason you have belly fat. I mean, please. The reason is because you're eating too many fucking calories. Okay. Cortisol is a stress hormone. I can go
Mhm.
on and on, but literally you're looking for shit and reasons to that you're broken and you're not fucking broken. You are not broken.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't want to do the boring basic shit.
Mm-hmm. We want the excitement. We need the excitement that comes with losing 30 pounds in
Yes.
30
Get
days.
used to the boring. You don't
Yes.
need a dopamine hit every 5 fucking seconds.
Wait, what? No?
You know?
You mean I don't need to be constantly entertained and constantly having my
Hmm.
my attention
Go for a
grasped?
walk.
Go for a walk without a phone and slow the fuck down, perhaps? Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. So how many what's your recommendation for like goals and that the amount of goals that people should be working on? In your experience working with clients and with
Mm.
yourself?
I think like a small handful, eh, not too many,
Hmm.
because usually the goal that the person has is pretty big, so you got to break it down.
Yes,
You
exactly.
know,
Yes, you just
you have to break it
nailed it.
down and nail one small goal at a time to
Hmm.
reach that bit small steps, big results.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. So I'm thinking like 1 to 3 goals, like you said, about a
Hmm.
handful or so. And
Yeah.
then I like to see a big goal, a medium-sized goal, and a smaller goal. That big
Hmm.
goal is going to be the one where your bigger or your medium and smaller goals come from because they're going to be sub goals of those essentially.
Hmm.
And then they should be making you feel something.
Yeah.
Like me, my goal of getting into good shape so I can climb Mount Kilimanjaro makes me feel like a fucking badass, and it makes me feel
Right.
very excited and very happy.
Hmm.
Something to
Yeah.
look forward to.
Totally.
Hmm. And you can think about it like those are um, boulders. So the goal is going to be the big goal is going to be a boulder. The medium sized goal is going to be like a rock, and then the smaller goal is going to be a pebble. If you want to look at it like that, I love using that's the way I kind
Yeah.
of goals work for
Never
me.
heard of that. That's
Yeah,
nice.
so we've got big boulders, we've got rocks, and we've got pebbles. Okay, the pebbles are going to create the rocks are going to create the boulders. If we
Mm,
if we look at it, so it's essentially
nice.
the one goal reverse engineered, and they go back and forth that way.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you ever wanted to start a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily and then distribute it everywhere and even earn money doing what you love. All in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit episodes right from your phone or computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Now, what's really cool is video podcasts are also now available on Spotify. And if you want to be taken seriously on social media, you need to have a video presence. And what better way to do that by connecting with people via your video episodes? With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's all totally free with no catch whatsoever. And ever since we discovered Spotify for Podcasters here on Cut the Crap with Beth and Matt, we are easily releasing new episodes and distributing them to multiple platforms, and it's never been easier. We highly recommend you give it a try. You can download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started.
Um, okay. Well, I don't know. Anything else that we want to touch on with New Year's resolutions? It's not that we don't want to do New Year's resolutions, it's that we just need to do them realistically,
Yeah.
sustainably, and cut out the bullshit that we've been doing in the past. Because, like our friend Albert Einstein says, insanity is the definition, or insanity is doing the same thing
Fucking thing,
repeatedly and
hoping
expecting
shit will
different results.
change.
Yes.
Yes.
So you've been
Hmm.
doing the bullshit resolutions, losing 30 pounds as quickly as possible for a decade, and you're going to do that again this year, and you expect things to be differently. Why?
Yeah.
Right? Because you're insane. So let's not be insane. We can't
Hmm.
continue to do the same fucking things and expect to get different results.
Yeah.
You're literally banging your head against a wall, and you've probably got a fucking headache as a result of that.
Hmm.
I know I got a headache just from hearing you guys complain about it every year. I mean, come on, Beth. Like let's be
I
real here.
know.
We talk to some of the same. We love you. We love you guys. We love you very much. But we talk to you at the same time every year, and you're dealing with the same bullshit every year. You're doing the same fucking things every fucking year, and you're
Hmm.
still not getting results. And you're wondering why. We're telling you why.
It's like you listen to us, but then you go and fucking go to right to Bobby's page, and then you're like, well, I don't know. I kind of like what he has to say too.
Because it's
It's like
exciting.
it, you keep chasing that fear-based shit. It's like a fucking drug for you guys.
There's that
Um,
dopamine. Yeah.
yeah, it's that dopamine. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
fear sells. Just keep going towards that because you're broken. You're
Mhm.
fucked up. You can't change.
No, you
Unless you
can't.
buy,
Unless you buy my program and
my
products.
organic, overpriced fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Then you can change. Just buy
And
my
then you
expensive
spend
bullshit.
thousands of dollars on fucking supplements,
Mhm.
and the cycle continues. I've been there, done it. Trust.
Same. So let 2024 be the year. You forget all the bullshit, forget all the supplements, all the detoxes. You don't need to do a detox to start your new year.
A fucking parasite cleanse.
You don't need to do a cleanse, parasite cleanse, whatever
A
fucking cleanse. You don't need to
fucking
do the master
pinworm in your
cleanse.
asshole.
You don't need to do the cabbage soup diet. You don't need to do any of this bullshit.
Yeah.
You just need to stop doing that bullshit. That's what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Beth, are you guys
I'm hot.
is Team Beth Rocco Fitness doing anything for New Year's? Any promos or anything?
Not till February. We'll
Not
be
till
doing
February.
we do a quarterly challenge, so we'll be doing
Okay.
one in February.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna plug my own that we're doing here this year because we're running our first ever challenge. I'm calling it Beat the Resolutions, actually. It's a 30-day challenge to build healthy habits and establish consistency to get through this first month and build a strong foundation moving forward. We're starting January 8th. It's going to be a really fucking cool workout
Nice.
program. We're doing weekly calls for training and accountability, daily accountability check-ins and everything like that. So we're really excited. So if anybody's interested in that, they can find that on my website or send me a message or follow any of my social media platforms because I'm going to be posting about it for the next couple of weeks.
There you go.
For sure. And I'm excited because we've never done a challenge before.
Yeah, they're fun.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
I love our challenges.
For sure. Okay. Well, are we keeping this one short and sweet to the point then
Yeah,
today?
I guess so. Happy fucking New Year.
Have anything else we want to talk about? Anything we want to rant about?
No, I think we're done ranting for 2023.
It's exhausting. We need some time off of ranting, I think.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood to rant.
Yeah, for sure. It's we're in that lull right now.
I'm in the lull, the calm before the storm, because I know what's coming to me. I really do.
Exactly.
And I'm like, fuck my life. It's on after this week. So I'm just kind of keeping my brain silent.
I feel you. Same here.
You know.
Okay. Well, that's it then. Everybody have a great New Year. Hope you all had a great Christmas and Merry Christmas, and we'll chat with you soon.
See you in 2024.
In 2024, bitches.
Hope you enjoyed this episode, so why not share with a friend who needs to hear it? Send us a DM on Instagram or email us at cutthecrappod@gmail.com and join our Patreon at patreon.com/cutthecrappodcast. As always, we appreciate you and thanks for being here.